Bro, I'm sitting over here and I can hear my I can hear my pastor, Philip Anthony Mitchell. I can hear him in the background answering this question. 'Cause I think he's a great example of how he interacts with his wife, but also how he makes it publicly known that, hey, this is my wife, right? And although a lot of people may know me, all these things, this is my wife, right? Let's not get it twisted. I think there's a difference, man, between a deep, intimate relationship where you're texting, and some of you guys have already said it, where you're texting, you're sharing things with the opposite sex while you're married, that should be in the boundaries of the relationship that you have with your wife or with your husband. That's number one. On the other side, I also think that a difference with there's a difference between that and being in community with the opposite sex, right? And some of you guys have already mentioned that as well. Great example. I'm deeply involved in the community here in Atlanta. I'm around a bunch of folks, lawyers, folks in politics, folks all over, and some of them are women. The difference is they know who my wife is, right? I make
Mhm.
that extremely known. You can go to my page. It ain't no burner account. You're gonna see my kids and my wife the minute that you right, the minute that you go to my page. So I think that it's important to everything that you guys are saying to set those boundaries and make sure that they are set really hard. The Bible says, I think it's in First Corinthians, everything is permissible for me, but not everything is beneficial. And I think that if you kind of hold that to this question, bros, I may not necessarily need to be in a relationship with you if it's going to be impacting my marriage, right? So even if we're in community, you know, I got a wife, you know, all these things. If it even starts to creep outside of that in any sense, to my boy Kevin's point, I'm gonna have to cut it off, and I'm gonna do it without any worry, any concern. Like it is what it is, right? Because I hold no value over that of my wife. There will be no one that takes that amount of value that my wife has. Period. So if it causes a relationship to be burnt or an opportunity to be killed, so be it. It wasn't for me in the first place because this is what matters uh, at the end of the day. So probably long-winded way of me saying
Oh, no, that's good.
it depends. Depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent
Yeah,
answer.
and I just wanna clean up what I said just a little bit. Like I echo what all of you guys said. As far as like it depends. I'm not saying it's not possible for men and women to be platonic friends. I think in marriage it's definitely possible. And to be in community, it's unavoidable to be in community when you're in community with the opposite sex and being strictly platonic. But it just depends on the situation. Is this a person that I used to be with, or is this somebody that I'm having an inappropriate relationship with? Like there's levels to it. And I do think it's possible for there to be platonic friendship between men and women. But I just think you really got to examine every situation accordingly.